Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to where it's due to Yahawashi, Yahawashi, Chakwadash. The bonus is always to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone who are well and who taught us truth. Today's lesson is going to go into 1 Peter 4:1. I was just finished reading it, and Spirit was on me to go into the hardship that Yahawashi suffered. And just as he suffered, we have to suffer as well. Because as it says in John 15, we'll come back to that. John 15 and verse 20. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So just as they persecuted Yahawashi, we have to go through the same thing Yahawashi went through, man. He was persecuted. We got to be persecuted as well. He went through sufferings. We got to suffer as well, man. It's like we want to be joint heirs with the Mashiach. So we got to suffer just as he suffered, man. This is also in this is in Romans 8 in verse 16. The Spirit itself beareth witness with our spirit that we are the children of the Most High. Verse 17, and if children, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach. So we want to be joint heirs with the Mashiach, man. We believe that we are the sons of the Most High. We believe that we're, heirs of the Most High. And we believe that we're going to be joint heirs with the Mashiach as long as we endure, as it says in Matthew 24 and 13, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So it says, and if children, verse 17, then heirs of the Most High, and joint heirs with the Mashiach, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together. So if we want to receive that joint heirship with Yahawashi, with the anointed, then we have to suffer just as he suffered, man. We got to suffer. We got to go through these things. We got to endure. We got to push forward, persevere. When you go into that word suffer, let's see if it says anything. G48, 41, sum pasco, to suffer or feel pain together. So we got to feel the pain just as Yahawashi felt it, man. 2, to suffer evils, troubles, persecutions in the like manner with another. So we got to go through the troubles. We got to go through the evils. We got to go through the persecutions just as Yahawashi did, man. Because that reminds me of, because if we do overcome, Revelation 2 and verse 26, and he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end, to him will I give power over the nations. Now let's see what that word overcometh goes into. Because we want to overcome. We don't want to be overcome, but we want to overcome. We don't want to be overcame by the evils, but we want to overcome the evils. Where's that word? Overcome. G35:28. Nikaio. To conquer. And what does it say in 2nd Ezra? We are more than. No. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of We'll get both. I'm thinking of Romans 8, because we can't allow anything to separate us from the love of Hamashiach. Romans 8 and verse 35. We'll come back to that. We'll go back to that Revelation 2, and then I'm gonna get a few more, and make it in transit, Lord willing. Romans 8 and verse 35. Who shall separate us from the love of Hamashiach? Shall tribulation, or distress, or persecution, or famine, or nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. So we got to be conquerors, man. Speaking to myself first and foremost, everything that is set in front of us, we have to conquer. If we want to be joint heirs with the Mashiach, if we want to receive the immortality, if we want to, receive the kingdom of heaven, from this side and be saved from the coming perils, the said perils, then we have to overcome. We have to continue. We got to be conquerors. Verse 38, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is in Yahawashi, Yahawashi our Lord. So we got to be more than conquerors and not allow anything to separate us. We got to be persuaded in our mind, that we will not be separated from Yahawashi Yahawashi. Now let's get that one I was thinking of in 2nd Ezra. I think it's 2nd Ezra 8. Might be 7. Condition of the battle. Condition. Battle. Great. Got 7. 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 57. Then answered he me and said, this is the condition of the battle which man is born upon the earth shall fight. So this is the condition of the battle. We got to go through these things, man. We got to. And when you go into 1 Peter 4:12, it says, thinking not strange concerning the fiery trials, which is to try you as though some strange thing happened unto you. So we got to understand that these fiery trials are going to happen. But these are the things that are necessary for us to receive, salvation, eternal life, and to receive, that crown from Yahawashi, from Yahawashi Yahawashi. It says, verse 58, that if he be overcome, he shall suffer as thou hast said. But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. So we can't be overcome by the things that Yahawashi Yahawashi is setting in front of us. But we got to overcome those things. We got to overcome the trials, the tribulations, the chastisement, the adversities, the afflictions, the temptations, everything, man. Because the Lord Yahawashi Yahawashi is testing us. And if we do overcome, what does it say? Revelation 2:26. And he that overcometh and keepeth more works unto the end, not unto the mark of the beast. And then you take the chip, not until, 98% of the way, no, unto the end. To him will I give power over the nations. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron. As the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father. So just as Yahawashi received these things, now, if we endure unto the end, we will receive the same. Through the spirit and power of Yahawashi Yahawashi, man. So overcometh again, G 35:28, Nikaio, to conquer, to carry off the victory, come off victorious. Ain't that what it said in 2nd Ezra 7:58? But if he get the victory, he shall receive the thing that I say. So we got to get the victory, man. It says to carry off the victory, come off victorious of Hamashiach, victorious over all his foes. So everything that Yahawashi went through, he was victorious. And all his foes, he will be victorious in as well, man. It says of Christians, which Christians just means followers of the anointed, that hold fast their faith even unto death against the power of their foes. So just as Yahawashi was victorious over his foes and will be victorious over his foes, we got to be victorious over our foes. Our foes, man. And, our flesh, Satan, our enemies, Esau, Edom, our adversaries, our flesh, our mind, the temptations, the trials, the tribulations. We got to be victorious over these things, man. The temptations, the persecutions, again, of Christians or of the followers of the anointed that hold fast their faith even unto death, man, against the power of their foes and temptations and persecution. So what? We got to overcome, as it says right here. Overcome, conquer, prevail. When you get that word prevail. No, I wanted to. Prevail. Prove more powerful than opposing forces. So we got to be more powerful than the opposing forces that is coming after us. That Yahawashi Yahawashi has set in front of us. As it says in 1 Corinthians 10:13, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Let's get it and then we'll head out. 1 Corinthians 10 verse 13. And it reads, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. Let's see what that word taken goes into. Taken, G2983, lambano, to take with the hand, lay a hold of. any person or thing in order to use it. Take in order to carry away. So these temptations that we're going through, they're trying to carry us away, man. To seize, to lay a hold of. So these temptations are trying to seize us, to lay a hold of us and bring us back into darkness, into sin, away from Yahawashi. So it says 1 Corinthians 10:13, there hath no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So I'm going to hit the road. Because the Lord Yahawashi is setting these temptations, trials, tribulations, adversities to test us, man. But he didn't set these things in front of us for them to seize us, to take advantage of us, to drag us into darkness. But the Lord Yahawashi put these things in front of us to test us and to make us better, to make us men. Because that's what the Lord is doing. He's purging the dross, the impurities off of us, and making us into men, man. Or respectable and worthy men to receive the kingdom of heaven. Because we cannot receive the kingdom of heaven as is, man. We're too fleshly. This body is too fleshly. This body is too decrepit. The Lord Yahawashi has to make us stronger, man. And through the chastisements and through the adversities and through the afflictions, Yahawashi is making us stronger, man. And we cannot allow, because the lesson I went into the other day, I went into something. And it was going into unimportant, and that the things of this world is unimportant. We cannot allow these unimportant things to drag us under the water, man. We cannot allow these unimportant things to drag us away from Yahawashi. Damn, I didn't even get that 1 Peter 4, man. Well, when I get to stop, I'm pulling up to a stop sign now, and I'll grab, not a stop sign, but a stoplight, and I'll grab it real quick. This is 1 Peter real quick, 1 Peter 4:1. So then, since Hamashiach suffered physical pain, you must arm yourselves with the same attitude he had, and be ready to suffer too. For if you have suffered physically for Hamashiach, you have finished with sin. And that was in the NLT, Slocky. And that was in the NLT, 1 Peter 4:1 in the NLT. So just as Yahawashi suffered, just as Yahawashi went through physical pain, we got to suffer as well, man. We got to arm ourselves with the same attitude, that we may have to go through the same thing, man. That we may have to die for this truth. And you got to understand that you might. There are individuals that are called into this fold that will die for this truth, that will go through pain. But that's what it says in Acts 14:22, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must, through much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of the Most High. I'm going to stop light verse 2. You won't spend, in the NLT, you won't spend the rest of your life chasing your own desires, but you will be anxious to do the will of the Most High. You have had enough in the past of the evil. You have had enough in the past of the evil things that godless people enjoy, their immorality and lust, their feasting and drunkenness and wild parties, and their terrible worship of idols. So we've had enough of this, man. We went through all this, man. We had, we went through the wickedness and the ungodliness and everything in this society, man. And now it's time to follow Yahawashi and suffer with Yahawashi, understanding that these are the things that we must needs go through in order to enter into life, man. And there's nothing else here for us, man. What is here for us but death, man? The women are defiled. The everything is defiled, man. Everything, man. And we don't want to live here, man. We've had enough of this. You know, from whenever you was, you know, born, whenever you know, became a man and you started experiencing life and you wasn't in the truth, you was doing this, doing that. Well, now it's time to put that shit down, man. And it should have been the time to put that shit down, man. Now it's not the time for fun and games, man. Now it's time to tighten up. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. Now it's time to tighten up and, you know, get ready. Gird up thy loins like a man, for the Lord will require of you. The Lord's going to require of all of us, man. And we don't want to lose this fight, man. Just as Yahawashi suffered, we have to suffer as well, man. So I pulled up to my destination, and you know, I'm just going to wrap it up right there. You know, we're going to suffer, man. Just as Yahawashi suffered, we're no better. And we will never be better than Yahawashi. We will never be better than Yahawashi. So just as they suffered, just as Yahawashi suffered, Salakia, we have to suffer as well, man. And we will suffer. Through much tribulation must we enter into the kingdom. So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying to the spirit, to the body, and to the fold. And before I end it off, I'd like to give our praises, honor, and glory to our due to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Chakwadash, and double honors as always to the apostles, bishops, elders, a great millstone. Until next time, Shalom.